Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy JJ Views here, back again with another video. If you like this video, please thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and favor. And today, we are going to be reviewing some albums that I bought for my birthday. So some of them are like from neighbors. They didn't really have to do that, but I appreciate it. So the first one is Ray Charles. This is actually a collector's item. I'm guessing that means you shouldn't like open it up because this is like his second album, as you can see. Hold on. Yeah, there you go. Pause that if you want to. So yeah, that is Ray Charles' second album, and every single time that you get an album, it will show the date on the back of the bottom, somewhere like right here or sometimes in the corners, but it doesn't show a date. So yeah, I'm gonna read you some of the songs too. So, Going to the River, You've Been Long Gone, I Won't Stop Loving You, Wild Blues, I'll Do Anything But Work, Uptown Blues, Bad Woman, Mean Old Blues. So basically, it's just basically like blues songs, but kind of like jazz. Because basically, y'all know Ray Charles was a jazz guy. He influenced a lot of people, and I think he was inspired by jazz. So yeah, I have not listened to this album, but I'm looking forward to it. Next is Chicago. I have not heard of this band. My father actually had one of their albums, and this is a good cover. It has a, hold on, there we go. I'm just gonna call it like a picture in the middle, and that shows you all the songs. And this was actually recorded in 19, I believe, 78. No, 3. I was wrong. Right here. So like basically, like if you can read this real close, it says 1973, like right here, but it's gonna be backwards. So yeah, 1973. I can't really read the cursive, but I think they're gonna be a good band. So yeah. Ooh. When I was when we were going to the flea market, uh I really wanted to buy Ricky Nelson because I think Ricky Nelson is one of the fathers of rock and roll. Even though he was like a teen idol at the time in the late 50s, he was just, in my opinion, a good rock and roller. And his first song was I'm Walking, and it was a cover of Fats Domino. So basically, Ricky Nelson. This is actually a US copy release, and this is actually from 1958. So yeah. And the record, it's okay, but someone stabbed it because because I got the record out and I asked my dad, like, do you think this is just, like just dirt, or has it gotten stabbed? Because it looked like it got stabbed. And he said, yep. And I'm like, shoot, that sucks. Because when you don't want a record that is stabbed or scratched, because basically it'll ruin the record. So yeah. And I do have a few albums that do have a little bit of scratch, like Merle Haggard live from, I think it was Oklahoma. And the first song was like Mama Tried. Oh, it ruined it. Like literally, I would just hear Mama Tried, the one that scared me right by Mama Tried, something like that. It would just cut off from a verse, then it would just come back to a chorus, then it would just like uh release the sound again. Then it was just horrible. But yeah, some of the songs on here are Someday, There's Good Rockin' Tonight, I'm Feeling Sorry, Down the Line, Unchained Melody. You probably heard that song from Elvis and oh man, what? There were a group in the 50s as well. I can't remember their names, but yeah. I'm in Love Again, also a Fats Domino hit. Don't Leave Me This Way, and also his biggest hit, Poor Little Fool. So yeah, Ricky Nelson. Now this is like a real big surprise because basically I didn't know this album was going to be at the flea market. The Beatles, A Hard Day's Night. This is the soundtrack from the album, from the movie I should say. I'm sorry, from the movie, but it has like for the Beatles, and it just says like from production from the movie. So basically it just has like all the songs. Some of them are instrumental, some of them are actually songs that they use. So like Hard Day's Night, of course, Tell Me Why, I Cried Instead, I Should Have Known Better, I'm Happy Just to Dance with You, and I Love Her. And basically it just shows the same songs on the side, but instead, like, there's two more songs, like Can't Buy Me Love and Ringo's theme, This Boy. So yeah, but it's instrumental. So yeah. So yeah, Beatles, love it. And they also had Revolver. No, not Revolver. I can't remember the name, but it was something. Yeah, but it was something I can't remember. I was surprised to see this as well. Waylon and Willie. I have a lot of Willie. I don't have Waylon. I only got like one Waylon disc, DVD disc. So yeah, I love the cover of this. Like, it's kind of like leather. It's kind of like a leather, their picture, and I love it. The artwork that it has Willie and Waylon and like the cowboy in the distance and the sunset is beautiful. Also, there's like some songs like "Mama Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be a Cowboy," the year 2003, minute 25. Pick up the trombone tempo. If you can touch her at all. Can I get off on you? And yeah, I have never listened to some of these albums, but I only listened to one. And I will tell you when I get to it. So yeah, I love this album. Even though I didn't listen to it, even though I haven't listened to it, I think I'm gonna love it because it's Willie and Waylon. And Willie and Waylon are one of my favorite outlaw country artists. Now, a lot of people don't know this guy, but Johnny Horton. I saw this album and another album. A lot of people don't really know him just because he's an unknown artist, but he was friends with Hank Williams and Johnny Cash. Now, the history behind that, when he heard that Hank died from alcohol, he didn't want to die from drinking. So he just avoided the bars and just perform at the Grand Ole Opry, not the Grand Ole Opry, but the Louisiana Hayride. So yeah, he would just not go to the bars. He would just go to the Louisiana Hayride or a gig, anything that he can get. Then, like, it was somewhere like probably in the early 60s, like 1960. Yeah, 1960. The same year Eddie Cochran died. So, him and his bass player and his manager got in a car wreck from a truck driver that got drunk and he died. So yeah, this is why you don't need to drink, guys, because basically you'll accidentally kill someone and get charged, or you will die getting drunk. So yeah. And some of the songs on here are Battle of New Orleans, North to Alaska. Some of you probably heard that song from the John Wayne movie, North to Alaska. It's Springtime in Alaska. It's 40 below. I'm Ready If You're Willing. And some of these songs I never heard of because I only listened to the Battle of New Orleans. But I think it's gonna be a good song. Yeah, I think all of these are gonna be good. And this guy passed away about, I would say, 13 days ago, but Tony Bennett. When my mother saw this album, I mean, this guy had a lot of Tony Bennett because he passed away recently. I'm gonna do a video about him probably in the next few days. So yeah, Tony Bennett was a good guy. He was a good person. He cared about his fans, and I just love this cover. It has his most famous song, I Left My Heart in San Francisco. What else? Smile, The Night from the 20th, I'm sorry guys. Well, where is it? Oh, The Night from the 20th Fox film. Tender is Smile. Candy Kisses, Have I Told You Lately? And just some of these good songs. I really wish I went to a Tony Bennett concert, but it would be such an amazing guy. It would be such an amazing concert. But he was kind of swing jazz, so I can't wait to listen to this album. But since Tony's gone, his albums are going to be rare now. So if I go back to that store, I'm going to just buy some of his albums, and I can't wait to listen to that, and I know I'm gonna love it. Now this is the album that I listened to. Fats Waller. Fats Waller was a stride pianist from 1920, I think, 7 to about 1943, the day that he died. So basically, if any of you don't know Fats Waller, go look him up. He has good music, and if anyone's wondering who wrote Ain't Misbehavin', this guy did. He wrote Ain't Misbehavin', and also Honeysuckle Rose. And when I say Honeysuckle Rose, like the Willie Nelson film, I'm like, whoever came up with that title would have to probably pay Fats' family a lot of money because he came up with that title. So yeah, they probably have to pay his family a lot of money to keep the title for the movie. So yeah, it just shows like a biography about his life, and this was released in '65. So yeah, it's just to me a good album. I like it. I'll give it like 10 out of 10 because basically there's like some instrumentals. The reason I kind of like these kind of albums, like the people that have already gone before this came out, it's just because it just shows like when they started to revive their music. Like let's just say Robert Johnson, for example, his music was lost for about, let's see, Johnson passed in 1938, and let's see, 38, 58. So basically that was about like, I would say like 12 years, but like sometimes kids would stumble upon a single of Robert Johnson. So yeah, but this is why I love it, because they revived a lot of legends, even from jazz to pop to blues to country to bluegrass. So yeah, I like this album. It has Don't Let This Bother You, Blue Black Bottom, Mandy, You've Been Talking, Lessons in Love, and some other good songs. And this is a good album. I love it. If you just want to listen to jazz and enjoy yourself, if you really are a jazz goer, have this in your collection. It is a good album. Now and by the way guys, that is the only album that I actually listened to from this collection. Now, this is actually one of Glen Campbell's first albums that he released. It's not a country album. Well, it's kind of a country album, but it's a instrumental country album, because basically they didn't know like his singing was that good, so they just decided to do like 3 instrumental albums. I watched a documentary and this showed up as 3 of the albums he did. I thought this was gonna be like, I thought he was a folk singer in the '60s, then I realized he was a jazz man. So yeah, he played jazz too, like Willie, but they just wouldn't let him. So yeah, there's songs like let's see, I like the cover though. Before I get to the songs, I love the cover, and it even shows like the session and the picture. It's just amazing. It also shows his other albums that he did right there. It shows, let's see, Blowing in the Wind, 5 Miles Away from Home, Walking Down the Line, 12-String Special, Green Green, La Bamba, This Land Is Your Land. And I like instrumental music. I think I'm gonna enjoy this. I think I am. And the American Pie singer, Mr. Don McLean. When my mother was going through the D section, like basically this guy had like a lot of records from left to right. So basically there was like an aisle that had like a artist's name, his first name. I thought it was gonna go by his last name, but his first name. So basically, there was, when I was looking for like Clapton, or when I was looking for somebody, we actually found Roy Orbison, and I actually found another Ray Charles album, like Life, but just to let y'all know that, and Roy Orbison. So anyway, yeah. So basically, I was trying to find his first album, Don's album, Tapestry, but instead I found Believers. I was so happy to see that, because when I was looking at my mom, I was like, wait a minute, she just passed Believers by Don McLean. So I'm like, mom, hold on, before she went further. Now maybe Tapestry was in there, and I didn't really let her look that well. So next time when we go there, maybe it'll be there. So yeah, but again, some of these songs are cursed, but I know one of them, like Believers, of course, Castles in the Air, Love Hurts, Love Letter, and yeah. And there's the picture of Don back there. You guys can see that. I love the picture of that. This is actually in 1981, released in 1981. Oh wait a minute, when was this album released? Well shoot, it doesn't even show the date. That's one thing I don't really get. Like, for some reason it won't show the date and stuff. It's crazy. Now, on to the third one. Now this album, I don't know this country singer. Now, the first thought when I looked at this cover, I'm like, is this a girl singer or is this a guy singer? Then I realized it's this guy, not this girl. It's probably her daughter. I haven't never heard him, but he does cover a Kris Kristofferson song, For the Good Times. I just think I'm gonna like this. I like the cover. I like the background or the back. Songs like Sidewalks of Chicago, Hello Darling, Conway Twitty, and yeah, I think I'm gonna enjoy this album. I think I'm just gonna enjoy all these albums, just to tell you all the truth. So basically, yeah, on to the next one. Now this is a country album, Big Hits. It has Johnny Cash, You Dream, You Dreamer, You, Lucky Frizzell, The Long Black Valley, Johnny Horton, The Battle of New Orleans. I wish they could literally like put one of his songs instead of like his popular ones. Let's see, Freddie, like The Wall, Stonewall Jackson. I can't really read that. Sorry guys, but Waterwall. That's what I'm gonna just say it. Carl Perkins, Painted Toe Shoe, Ray Price, Heart Attack by the Number, Carl Smith, I'll Kiss the Past Goodbye, Charlie Walker, I'll Crush You When You Fall, Johnny Cash, Frankie's Man Johnny, and Johnny Horn, When It's Springtime in Alaska. I just feel like they literally don't. In my opinion, I like this album. I think I'm gonna like it because it's all country. But before I get to the last one, guys, I think they like overrate Johnny Horton's albums, songs. I meant, because they don't really give the other songs a chance. Because basically, I have a teacher named, I'm not gonna say her name, but the reason that she doesn't like greatest hits because it's only focused on the greatest hits. That's why some people like Willie, because they only like his greatest hits. Now, I don't mind listening to other hit songs that are not hits, because I think you should give a song a chance, like Summertime, Heaven's Door is Closed, It's Hard to Be Humble. Like, this is like stuff that he released in like the mid or early or late 2000s, teens, 2009, 2010s. I like this. I like his music from the 2010s, and like from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and maybe in the 90s. I don't know. It's just, to me, the 90s were like a weird period at the time. So yeah. And the last album is, I mentioned Eddie, but Eddie Cochran and Gene Vincent. Now, if you don't know Gene Vincent, there's a song called Be-Bop-A-Lula. He appears in the film The Girl Can't Help It. He's the one that's in the hotel singing, well, Be-Bop-A-Lula, she's my baby. He's the one that's singing that. So basically, here's Eddie Cochran and Gene Vincent, and this is actually in the film The Girl Can't Help It, Eddie Cochran. So the songs on here are Summertime Blues, Jenny Jenny, Love Again, Come On Everybody, Don't Ever Let Me Go, Teenage Heaven. Let's see. Gene Vincent, Be-Bop-A-Lula, again, his biggest hit. Woman Love, Rich with the Devil, Gonna Back Up Baby, Blue Jean Bop, and Crazy Legs. So yeah. So yeah, these are like their greatest hits, and I think I'm going to enjoy this. I hope you guys have a nice day, guys, and I'm glad that I shared those with you, and I'm expecting to get more albums, because to me this is just a good hobby, and I think it's just good to like have a hobby. So yeah, I hope you guys have a nice one. I meant to do peace, but I just did the what's up sign or whatever it's called. You guys have a nice day. Bye, guys.